Okay, this is a quick demonstration on how to give Google Sites on your Google Apps domain a friendly URL. This demonstration Google site that I use just to bung in all sorts of different features and test them out for my own purposes has got an unfriendly URL at the moment, all this great big long thing here. So let's think about giving it a much friendlier URL. To do what I'm going to do, you have to be a super admin on your Google Apps domain. So if you're watching from Wheatley Park School and you want to give your Google site a friendly name, just share the site with me and I'll do it for you, and just let me know what you want the site to be called. But to do it, it requires a couple of steps. So on the site that you want to give a nice name to, click on More and then click on Manage Site, and then what we're looking for is map this site. And I'm already signed in here, but you'll be prompted at that point for username and password of a super admin if you're not logged in as one. And even if you are logged in as one, I think it normally prompts you. So it gives you the site location here, and in this box here you give the name of the site. Now it's your domain name, so our domain name happens to be wheatleypark.org, and you can have anything you want. So this site is just called TestRN, so I could call it TestRN if I wanted to, but I could call it anything, and I'll give you some examples of real ones. And then what we do is click on Add the Mapping, and at this point you're given two pieces of information which you have to do something with. One of them is called a CNAME record, okay, and the other one is the CNAME destination. So basically that's what it's going to be called, and this is where it's going to be found. So at this point we need to go into the domain hosting for your Google Apps domain. So mine happens to be SiteGround, but whatever it is, it will have some back end that you can log into, and one of the options somewhere should be DNS Zone Editor. Now I've got two. I've got a simple DNS Zone Editor and an advanced DNS Zone Editor. The simple one will do here. So if I click on that, and it's the CNAME record that I need to put in here, and the name is going to be that. I can paste that into there, so it's all cut and paste, nothing more. And then that bit there, again, we can copy that and paste it into there, and then I would add CNAME record. You notice that it's put the .wheatleypark.org bit onto the end there automatically for me, so I can click on Add CNAME record. Now I'm not going to bother doing that one, but you can see in this table under here some of the ones that we have done, and therefore all of our public Google sites have got mapping, so they've got nice friendly URLs, and a lot of the other ones have as well. So for example, we've got media-studies.wheatleypark.org, wpsstaff.wheatleypark.org, DFE, Duke of Edinburgh Award, physics, WPS GCSE, and so on. And as soon as you've clicked on that, that mapping more or less takes effect instantaneously. So once you've done that, you've got a nice friendly URL. So for example, probably our most used one is wpsportal.wheatleypark.org, and that takes us to the public portal to things like Gmail, Google Drive, the student site, the staff site, and so on. This is another example of a site with a friendly URL, so you can see it's just wpsportal.wheatleypark.org, which is something that you can remember if you don't bookmark it. This one, for example, is wpsgcse.wheatleypark.org. So it just makes it a friendlier URL, especially for public sites. If you're giving somebody verbally the URL, or you just want to put it down somewhere, it's a sensible name that you can give somebody. So if you have a site, from wheatleypark.org that you would like me to map, I can do that, and that's how long it takes, literally a few seconds for me to do. And if it's not something that you've tried before on a different Google Apps domain, then I recommend doing it, because it will make your Google sites a little friendlier for users. Okay, thank you for watching, and if there's any questions, do post them on my blog where this video will end up.